Vexthor had brokered arms deals across 17 star systems, but he'd never been more insulted. The infamous weapons merchant stood on the landing pad of his fortress moon, mandibles clicking in agitation as he watched a single transport pod descend from orbit. His client, Ambassador Krell of the Thoraxian Collective, had paid an astronomical sum, enough to purchase a battalion of siege mechs or a fleet of plasma artillery. And yet, the pod contained one being. The hatch hissed open. A human stepped out, wearing nothing but standard fatigues and carrying a single duffel bag. "This is a joke," Vexthor's translator spat. "Ambassador Krell paid 40 million credits, and you send me this pet?" The human, her name tag read Sergeant Sarah Chen, looked around the facility with unsettling calm. Her eyes, those disturbing forward-facing hunter's eyes, assessed every guard position, every weapon emplacement, every structural weakness. She did this in approximately 4 seconds. "Sergeant Chen, reporting as contracted," she said flatly. "You have a problem. I'm the solution." Vexthor's auxiliary arms gestured to his compound. "I am surrounded by the Ktharn Syndicate. 3,000 warriors with military-grade equipment. They will breach my walls within 2 planetary rotations." His voice rose to a shriek. "And the humans send 1 soldier?" Chen dropped her duffel bag and unzipped it slowly. "Mr. Vexthor, did you read the contract specifications?" "It said, weapons delivery." "Correct." She pulled out components and began assembling them with practiced efficiency. A rifle materialized in her hands, nothing special, standard kinetic accelerator. In human military terminology, I am what we call a weapons platform. Vexthor's security chief, a grizzled Corinthian veteran named Gormak, snorted. 1 soldier with 1 rifle against 3,000? Impossible. Chen's smile was colder than the void. "Sir, I need 3 things, high ground, 60 hours, and for you to stay inside when I tell you to." "This is madness," Vexthor protested. "This is what you paid for." Chen shouldered her rifle and headed toward the compound's perimeter wall. "The Ktharn attack at dawn, correct?" "Good. I work better at night." 58 hours later, Vexthor stood on his command balcony, watching the eastern approach where 3,000 Ktharn warriors had massed for their assault. Gormak stood beside him, every scale rigid with tension. "The human hasn't reported in 12 hours, Vexthor muttered. "She's probably dead or fled." Then the Ktharn advance began. Thousands of warriors surged forward, and immediately, chaos erupted in their ranks. Warriors fell. Commanders collapsed. Heavy weapon operators dropped mid-fire. Each shot came from a different angle, a different distance, making it impossible to pinpoint the source. The Ktharn formation fractured, panic spreading like a virus. "Single shooter," Gormak whispered in awe. "She's been moving between positions for 2 days, taking naps in 4-hour intervals, maintaining a perimeter alone." The Ktharn tried to retreat. More fell. They tried to advance. More fell. They tried to dig in. Still, death found them from impossible distances. By the time the Ktharn sounded a full retreat, they'd lost over 400 warriors and hadn't fired a single shot at the compound. Chen emerged from the wasteland 6 hours later, rifle slung over her shoulder, face streaked with dirt and camouflage paint. She looked exhausted but satisfied. "Threat neutralized," she reported. "They won't be back." Humans have a saying, 1 riot, 1 ranger. In this case, 1 siege, 1 sniper. Vexthor stared at her with newfound understanding. This wasn't a soldier. This was something humans had refined over millennia of warfare, a single operator worth an army, capable of holding terrain through pure skill and relentless determination. "The contract is fulfilled," Chen continued. "Though next time, maybe read the fine print. When humans offer to send a weapon, we don't always mean equipment." She tapped her temple. Sometimes, we mean us. Vexthor transferred an additional 20 million credits as a tip. It seemed appropriate.